Hello everybody and welcome along to VIRginia International Raceway just outside of Danville. Great to have your company. Jeremy Shaw, John Hindorf in the Ford Performance Global Broadcast Centre, Shay Adam in the pit lane. 17 corners that wind their way through the local scenery. And what scenery that is, by the way. This is a circuit that very much reflects the local topography and geography. It's almost as if we were racing on the local roads, but we're not. It is a full-time racing circuit, and there's a little bit of something for everyone. Two very fast runs, one from turn 17 to turn 1, and the other from out of the old oak tree turn to the top of the hill at the roller coaster. Adam down in the pit lane, I mentioned. Let's head down there now. This is a pretty easy one for us in terms of the qualifying this time, Shay. One session, 15 minutes, everybody out at the same time. So that means I'd like 23 qualifying drivers from you, please. And you can start, well, where would you like to start?
Where would you like me to start? I'll give it to you as dealer's choice.
Let's do it in number order.
Number order. The number 1 is Paul Miller Racing. That's Madison Snow, as per usual. The number 3 Corvette is going to be Antonio Garcia. We talked to him earlier. Very humble man. Really like Antonio. The number 4 is going to be the sister Corvette, and that is Virginia's, well, semi-own. I guess he does still kind of live close by, although now he's living out of an RV. Tommy Milner. Tommy is only one pole position to his name. That came at VIR in 2021. We talked to Tommy yesterday. I basically said, please go do it again. So let's see if maybe he can help me out with that one. Ollie Jarvis is being given the qualifying duties for FAF with their McLaren. We've got, as usual, Jack Hawksworth in the number 14 Vassar Sullivan Lexus. He's had 2 pole positions here before, one in GTD Pro and one in GTD. Alex Riberas, as we were told earlier on by Ross Gunn, will be doing the qualifying duties for the second in the championship, number 23 Heart of Racing Aston Martin. We've got Harry Tinknell aboard the number 64 Ford Multimatic entry for that Mustang. And the sister car, it's Joey Hand's turn to go out for qualifying, and I saw him limbering up behind the pit stand a little bit earlier on. And for Roxy, for AO Racing, which, by the way, the team clarified to me, they never made an announcement of when Roxy was going to hand back to Rexy, so we could have her for more races, which is really exciting because I like Roxy, especially with her pink and purple claws. It's Klaus Bachler who's filling in this weekend, trying to help Lauren Heinrich maintain that championship lead, and Klaus is going to be doing qualifying for that Porsche.
So that's the GTD Pros. The GTDs that make up the rest, the 14 other cars, we'll go through in a second. But the point I want to make here is that wherever the time puts them is where they're starting. We're not going to split GTD Pro and GTD. So, in number order again, or shall I ask you for reverse number order in the GTDs?
No. Well, no. Let's keep going. Let's keep things the same way. We can't let my OCD go that way.
Ascending number order, please, for GTD qualifiers.
The number 12 Vassar Sullivan Lexus. Last year, Frankie Montecalvo did not qualify the car. He wasn't feeling great, so it was Aaron Tielitz who stepped in. This year, he's setting that right. He is doing qualifying for that car. We've got Ori Fidani aboard the number 13 AWA Corvette. That's going to be one to keep an eye on. Zach Robichon, again, it's kind of a theme, people we talked to already this weekend, although I have talked to everybody except for 2 cars so far. I will set that right by the time we get into the race. Zachary Robichon, the Canadian, who won the race here 2 years ago. We've got Kenton Cook, who is aboard the number 32 KPM Mercedes. Kenton, very good in qualifying, but I think this is his first time doing it in WeatherTech. I believe it's Manny Franco aboard the number 34 Conquest Racing Ferrari. I say I believe because I didn't actually see either driver when I walked down the pit lane. Kyle Marcelli, another Canadian, is aboard the number 45 WTR Andretti Lamborghini. Gianmarco Leverato is being given the duties for the Ford Mustang of Proton competition, the number 55, and it is Russell Ward in the championship leading number 57 for Winward Racing. Sheena Monk is aboard the number 66 Gradient Racing Acura because her co-driver is still over at the podium. We have Brendan Reeb aboard the number 70 Inception Racing McLaren. Again, I believe, because I didn't see either co-driver on the way out to the podium. Misha Goikberg was suited and booted for the number 78 Forte Racing Lamborghini. Kirong Lee is aboard the number 86 Porsche. As the green flag comes out, you can hear the round of noise in the background. We've got Patrick Gallagher in the last race winning Turner Motorsport BMW, the 96. And finally, I did save the best for last because the Wright Motorsport number 120 Porsche was fastest at the end of the last session, and it is Elliott Skier aboard that car. Ooh. So here we go, gentlemen. Let's belt ourselves in to get ready for this 15 minutes.
So from Shea Adam, our pit lane reporter, to Jeremy Shaw here with me in the Ford Performance Global Broadcast Centre. Well, there was a little whelp of either delight or confusion or whatever. What surprised you there, Jeremy?
A pleasant surprise, I think, that Elliott Skier will be qualifying the Wright Motorsports car. That's unusual, certainly, because generally speaking, I mean, it's a pro-am lineup in GTD, of course, and Elliott is the pro. Generally, it's the AM that starts, but Adam, figuring that car clearly is fast, as Elliott showed this morning by setting a very, very fast time, fastest of all in GTD this morning in a simulated qualifying run very early on. And look, if he can qualify up front, start at the front, and then the plan will be for Adam to do the middle stint in a race, and for Elliott to finish. It's a bold strategy, and I think a really cool one. And as we heard Elliott say earlier on today when he spoke to Shea, look, they're not after the championship isn't an issue for them. They haven't done all the races this season, so they're just going for race wins. And I think that's a really interesting strategic decision by that team.
I will say that since we did the quali sims this morning, simulations this morning on the track, where the track temperature was under 30 Celsius and sort of mid to late 70s in the Fahrenheit scale, it's now 115 Fahrenheit and 46 Celsius. So track conditions, Jeremy, are far different.
Yeah. True, and when he did his run, it was early in the session, wasn't it? So yeah, it is going to be quite different out there. But look, Wright Motorsports, there's a few more experienced teams in terms of running Porsches anywhere in this country, and certainly at VIR. As we heard Elliott say earlier on this morning, he was out here just a couple of weeks ago in a similar car, different tyres, but lots learned every time you go out on a racetrack, and certainly the knowledge base for that team is very, very strong indeed.
Right, let's give them a couple of laps to get underway, Jeremy, because it will be a couple even in this heat before the tyres get up to temperature.
Yeah, it will. It'll be, you're right, and it's going to be just a one session here. It's strange, isn't it, for us to have just one 15-minute qualifying session to call, but it's fun. I mean, I love these sessions. I love the length of them on a track like this, which is a long racetrack. 1 minute 40. We're expecting times in the 43s. It wouldn't surprise me to see some of the pros down in the 42s during this session, perhaps. Although, given how hot it is, that might be a bit of a tall ask. But certainly, the lap record, the fastest ever GTD lap around here, was actually set by Ross Gunn in a non-pro car back in 2021 in Aston Martin, 43.356, and Elliott Skier this morning got within a couple of tenths of a second of that. So we'll see. I'm sure they've learned more since this morning, but it is hotter. So I don't know. I don't know how little fuel they had in the car for that practice session run this morning. But there'll be all just enough fuel to do however many laps he feels like he needs to accomplish and get his best ultimate lap time in for Elliott Skier. Very cool.
This is quite abrasive surface here, so I expect to see the first flying laps not being representative. So they'll bring the Michelin tyres in gently and try and get maybe 2 laps out of them, but I don't think they'll get much more than that. I may be wrong, but with this heat heading, we've just lost a couple of degrees Fahrenheit, degree Celsius as well. Hello to Jan, who is in Germany at the moment. Hello to Charlotte Brown, starting from the pits. And good to know that you're watching and listening. If you're only listening at the moment on RS2 and you have the bandwidth, then you can get onto the IMSA YouTube channel and watch qualifying, or you can hit the video play button on IMSA at IMSARadio.com, up on the top left-hand side of the website homepage, or you can just go to IMSA.tv as well. This session is available for you to watch. 151 for Manny Franco, and it was Manny Franco. That was one of the ones that Shea was just hedging her bets on a little bit, but it was Manny Franco who took out the Conquest Racing Ferrari 296 GT3. Fair to say that they didn't have the best of times next to that car's number earlier on today, and really get to the bottom of whether they felt they had a problem or whether they were just dialing themselves in, to be honest. Ollie Jarvis is qualifying the FAF McLaren, nearly. Tommy Milner goes to the top, 146.3. 146.3 for Tommy Milner for GTD Pro provisional pole. 146.3 for Zachary Robichon in the Aston Martin. Now we're starting to throw overhand just a little bit more. Harry Tinknell on his second flying lap goes to a 146.2 for Ford, and they've been improving recently as well, Jeremy.
They very much have been doing so, John. Yes, ever since Watkins Glen, big strides forwards there. They've got a balanced performance help for Watkins Glen. The drivers love that track. They've been dialing the car in since then as well, and just gaining with experience in that car. It's first year, of course, for that Ford Mustang GT3, so lots to learn. And I expect that car to be really good around here. I think it's been building up nicely for that Multimatic team.
Jeremy, what was the fastest lap that the Conquest Ferrari has put in thus far this weekend?
1 minute 45.6.
Yeah, well they've got down to that
Just
already.
that.
Yeah. Now we're starting to see the better times coming in. 44.5 is the first sub 45 time, and that is Elliott Skier for Wright Motorsports in the dark green Porsche with the two yellow stripes asymmetrically set just to the left-hand side of centre, right across that car. That's the number 120 machine. And Ollie Jarvis pops into second place. He's the best of GT Pros for a moment as Klaus Bachler goes through and Tommy Milner goes through. 43.7 for the Corvette of Tommy Milner. Now we're talking, Jeremy.
Yeah, that's right. But always with Corvette, they go faster, don't they, in qualifying than they have done in practice. They show more of their hand. Interestingly, last time out at Road America, I think it was there, or at Canadian Time Motorsport Park, they were super fast all weekend long.
Yes, they were.
But this weekend they've been sort of biding their time a little bit. We will now see.
Madison Snow to the top with a 43.2. That's the car that won the race here last year. 143.2. That is the fastest car.
Record.
That is a GTD Pro, and that is, there it is, a new qualifying record for Madison Snow. And the top 5 of GTD Pros, don't always see that. The best of the GTDs with a 44.5 is in 6th position, Wayne Taylor Racing. That's the Lamborghini Huracan of Kyle Marcelli. And the number 45 car then goes ahead of us. Yes.
Yeah. But also 7,000 behind was Frankie Montecalvo. So Kyle Marcelli, Elliott Skier now improves again. 44.1 for Elliott Skier. His best lap this morning was a 43.5. Gianmarco Leviato, second position.
Yep. In the GTD category, but 6th place overall. Remember, they will line up like that. Ken Cook goes to the top of the GTDs. That's 5th position overall for the KPM Mercedes-AMG GT3, but he's been bounced down because now the Chevy Corvette has just come into play as well, with Antonio Garcia just a 10th behind Madison Snow. Car 1, BMW in the first spot. Number 3 is second. That's the Corvette of Antonio Garcia. 64 and 65, third and fourth are 2 Ford Multimatic Motorsport Mustang GT3s of Harry Tinknell and Joey Hand. Tommy Milner makes it a Corvette 2.5 with the number 4 car in 5th position. Top 5, all GTD Pros, half a second between them on a 3.27 mile circuit.
Yeah, a great lap there by Kenton Cook. That's that car's fastest lap of the week so far, 144.106, and he's a massive 12 thousandths ahead now of Elliott Skier. But certainly that was a brilliant lap by Madison Snow. He's still got a tenth and a half in hand over Antonio Garcia. He then just did a slow lap last time around. I think this next lap is going to be slow as well, so perhaps gearing up to try one more fast one before the end of this session. That's Madison Snow in that Paul Miller Racing BMW fastest at the moment.
Wow. I'm just looking at the split times here. Jack Hawksworth was on a very quick lap in the number 14 Lexus RCF GT3, but he has put a wheel off at the Oak Tree, and meantime Gianmarco Liverato is going quicker still and retakes the GTD provisional pole position in the light blue number 55 Mustang, Jeremy. That was a cracking lap.
That's a feather in his cap, isn't he? He's only, what, 2/10 of a second behind the factory cars there of Harry Tincknell and Joey Hand, so brilliant job by Gianmarco Liverato in that number 55 Proton Ford Mustang. Really, really impressive, that young guy, 21 years of age, from Padova in Italy.
There's no performance difference between those Mustangs, so it is the nut at the end of the wheel that's making the difference in all cases. Yeah, it was actually a bit more than just a wheel off for the number 14 Lexus of Jack Hawksworth, and as he came back on, he rather ruined the exit of Klaus Bachler in the AO Racing Roxy, the purple dinosaur. Roxy is the female of the Pride. I'm not sure what I've just made that up, I'm not sure what the collective noun for Tyrannosaurus Rex is, so please don't complain too hard. If anybody has a definitive, please let me know at IMSA Radio. Klaus Bachler doing a decent job down in 12th, but 1.2 seconds off the pace at the moment. Harry Tincknell went quicker last time around, and the third position car, 143.3. Aaron up in Concord tells me in my ear the collective noun is a tear for T-Rexes. Very good. Terror, T-E-R-R-O-R. I know it's a murder of crows, interestingly. Madison Snow has pitted with the 143.206, a tenth and a half near enough to the good. Through goes Klaus Bachler, winding up for another quick lap. There's only 2 minutes left to go here. I'm impressed, actually. I did not think we'd see in these hot temperatures, and it's still 113 Fahrenheit, 45 Celsius on the track. I did not think we'd see third, fourth laps, some fifth laps being the quickest. That is a massive testament to the Michelin rubber. Kenton Cook into the pits second for AMG in GTD. Elliott Skier's gone in as well. What a variety, though. It's the Fords who have got the best. If you look through the top 10, BMW, Chevrolet, Ford, Chevrolet, Ford, Mercedes, Porsche, McLaren, Aston Martin. First of the... no, that's it, yeah. First of the Lamborghinis is what I was about to say, is down in 15th position, and first of the Astons in 10th position. BMW leading the way, though.
Yeah, this is a particularly big stride, John, both for number 65 car. The best that car's qualified this season, believe it or not, is 9th on the grid. Both Dirk Muller and Joey Hand have shared the qualifying duties on that car, but the best previously has been a 9th, currently 4th, and very, very close behind Harry Tincknell, who's looking for his best qualifying of the season. Previously it was 4th, currently 3rd, with time ticking away.
Championship leader is Winward Racing, and Russell Ward put his best lap in last time around. Good enough for 9th in GTD, 18th overall. Remember, just the GT cars here this weekend at the Michelin GT Challenge at VIR. 23 of them, 3.27 miles, and no split starts. Checkered flag is out. Zach Robichon for Harter Racing Aston sees it first and doesn't improve. He'll be no better than 11th overall in the general classification. He's 4th in GTD.
Yeah, that's
that
well
car is
in the
through, and a
mix.
mistake by Russell. Mistake by Russell at the top of the hill, and I don't think he's going to improve. As through goes Gianmarco Liverato, does not improve, but he's still got the outside of row 3. A lot of people coming into the pits, they'll see on the dashboards that they are not going to improve. I'm looking to see if anybody's lighting up the split times. No, they are not. So who is out of position? Jack Hawksworth won't be pleased with being nearly a second away. Down in 9th position in the number 14 Lexus, the Bumblebee coloured car.
Yeah, that car's been on the
Seal
front
Master
2
Lexus.
rows of the grid in every single race this season, John. In the top 4, every single race it's been qualifying. So to be down in 9th and, as you say, 6th in Pro, that's not what they came here for. But I know that they've put a lot of effort into...
Oh, hang on.
Lexus has always been hard on its tyres. He's still on the lap, isn't he? Is he
He is.
improving
No,
those
he's
times?
bailed off. He's bailed up. He did for a moment at least have the fastest first sector until he went off. But the sector times in Pro go to Madison Snow in sector 2 and 3. In GTD, who was the fastest in... No, Jack Hawksworth was fastest in sector 1 for GTD Pro by pretty much 1/10 of a second, actually, but couldn't follow that up in sectors 2 and 3. Elliott Skier had the fastest first sector in GTD ahead of Gianmarco Liverato, who had the 2 best sectors on sectors 2 and 3. All right, unofficially, whilst we're waiting for the 2 pole sitters to come down, this is how they will line up. Row 1, car 1 on pole position, appropriate enough for the iHeartRadio BMW Paul Miller Racing Team. BMW M3 GT3 with a new qualifying record of 1:43.206. Madison Snow has taken that. In second place, Corvette number 4 by 0.140 of a second. On the inside of row 2, in fact, all of row 2 is a Ford Multimatic Motorsport Mustang Fest, 64 from 65. Those 2 cars separated by about 1/10, but were almost half a second away from pole position. Inside of row 3, another GTD Pro car, the number 4 Tommy Milner piloted Corvette Racing by Pratt Miller Corvette, and they will share row 3 with the pole sitter in GTD, so that car will sit on the outside of row 3, and that is the Proton Competition 55 Mustang. Then it's Mercedes and Porsche in the shape of Courthoff, Preston and Wright Motorsports, 32 and 120. Then it's 14 Vassar Sullivan Lexus on the inside of row 5 with Pfaff McLaren number 9 on the outside of row 5. Inside of row 6, Heart of Racing's Aston, that's the number 27, and they will share the 6th row with Patrick Gallagher Turner Motorsport BMW number 96. 13th and 14th, 2 GTD Pro cars, Aston and Porsche, actually Porsche and Aston, should I say, Klaus Bachler with Roxy in the 77, Alex Riberas for the 23, so they were out-qualified by their GTD car. Shea Adam is down, standing next to the 55. I'll see when its driver jumps out, Gianmarco Liverato, so I'll quickly run down the rest of the grid. Row number 8 is Wayne Taylor Racing's Lamborghini number 45, the Dex Imaging car. Franti Moncalvo is alongside in the 12 Lexus. plus both GTDs. In fact, all the way from here is GTD. Forte Lamborghini number 78 and Winward Racing AMG number 57 on row 9. On row 10, Inceptions number 70, red, white and black McLaren with gradients white and grey number 66 on Acura NSX, sorry. Ferrari and Manny Franco Conquest Racing on the inside of row 11 with MDK's Porsche number 86 currently, and Ori Fidani for AWA in 23rd. Let's find out what our GTD pole sitter thinks of the world. Gianmarco Leverato for Proton is with Shea Adam.
First pole position for a Ford Mustang in IMSA competition. Gianmarco, congratulations. How good does this feel?
I mean, it's feeling great. We really deserve a result. From the beginning of the season, we are struggling with bad luck, with some issue, but now it's getting better for sure. And this is the thing that demonstrates this, because we are really working a lot with the team. We deserve this result, so this is the first part of a great weekend for sure.
Now, the last time that Corey was in a car and it started from pole position at this track, they went on to win. Do you think that maybe this Ford is capable of a win tomorrow?
Let's see, I hope. I mean, we are doing a great job. Me and Corey also, he's a great teammate. He's helped me a lot. Oh yeah, here we are. Yeah, I was telling you. He's a great teammate. I mean, it's my first time here in America. It's also my first time here in Virginia. So I have a teammate like him that helped me to learn some tips on the track. Is perfect. It's awesome. Yeah.
Congratulations on our first pole. We'll see where the next one comes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you.
So Paul in GTD is an earned pole. He'll start on the outside of row number 3. We'll have a chat with the overall pole sitter in just a second. That's a heck of a performance, Jeremy Shaw, by Gianmarco Leverato. And fair point well made by Shea. That's the first blue oval pole position in IMSA competition for that Mustang GT3.
I mean, has it had a pole in WEC? First pole for the GT3 car, isn't it? Or has it had a pole in WEC? I wouldn't have thought so. Maybe it has over there.
I think that they had the pole at Qatar in the first race of the season. I might be wrong with that. Shea Adam can talk to. Yeah, great. Just 1 second. We'll go down. No, that was the Corvette in WEC in Qatar. So no, I think you're right, Jeremy. I think that could be the first major pole for the Ford Mustang GT3. Let's find out who is going to be, or let's have a chat with the driver who'll be leading the field round to the green flag tomorrow afternoon for the Michelin GT Challenge here at VIR.
Well, Madison, your last overall pole was almost a year ago at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's your third pole here at VIR. What is it that seems to click with you and this track layout?
I mean, I think VIR is one of the best tracks we come to and race at. But beyond the racing here, the track, the facility is amazing. And I guess something about being an actual old school racetrack it's a lot of fun around here.
It's a track that's been very good to you and Brian as well. I mean, your first win together as a duo came here. As the pole sitter, do you think that's a step in the right direction to try and get another win?
It's definitely a step in the right direction. You know, the best we've done, we were on the podium last race, get the pole here, so we're definitely headed in, we have the right momentum headed towards the end of the season.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Madison Snow, Paul Miller Racing, and they've had some success here in the past in a variety of cars. I seem to remember them having to change an engine on was that the Lamborghini that they had, and they came through and won, and they had a successful race here last year. Nice and tight at the front of the field though, Jeremy. How do you like the top 4 rows within, or the top 3 rows within half a second or thereabouts?
Yeah, I like it. That was a great lap there by Madison. A great lap by Madison. So I mean, really, really impressive. Of course, he and Brian Sellers won last year here in GTD, stepping up to GTD Pro this year. So this is the first pro pole for Madison Snow. I think he was actually on. I think he might have beaten some of the pro cars before, but his first race as a GTD Pro, legitimate GTD Pro driver. So hats off to him. And also, I reckon that's his 13th pole position, which breaks the tie with Jack Hawksworth, Jordan Taylor, and James French. Now just one behind Ben Keating and Ricky Taylor since the since 2014, the new IMSA, if you like. So impressive by both he and also Gianmarco Lavorato.
Well, that means that the BMW M4 GT3 will be leading the field round tomorrow. They'll share the front row with Corvette Racing, and then row 2, a couple of Ford Multimatic Mustang GT3 with the Corvette on row 3. And what a brilliant pole position by Gianmarco Lavorato for GTD. We'll have the whole race for you, and we'll start off with a bit of atmosphere with the Michelin countdown to green. But don't go too far away today. We've got a Mazda race to come. We'll be back with that in a little while. Bye for now.